So close. So close. Let me answer some super chats right now while I'm looking at this. Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. We done it. There we go. 69. That's new record, all-time high for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has never surpassed 68,990. We are in new all-time high territory. That's where we are right now. Let's see if we can hold and keep on going.
How long it lasts.
You have just witnessed history, my friends. We have broken into a new all-time high for Bitcoin.
Let's see how long
we have never, ever been where we are right now. And there's 11,000 people, 525 tuned in right now on this channel, and you have just witnessed
it got up
history.
To like 69.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop today. Let's see if CNBC already updated the page. They did not. They will soon. They will have it soon.
Here,
that's guaranteed.
We're just going to watch it. Then we'll get to political news.
Shoot, I just closed
I got my sticker. I got a poll in
Let's
the
bring
chat.
it back. Let's bring it back.
Let's see. There.
Okay, now we're a little under, but we did. We witnessed it. We saw it live. Oh, wait. No, according to Coinbase, we are. Yeah, Coinbase.
61,190.
Big super chat. Okay, now we're starting to fly, guys. 69.2.
It did start to pump.
We're going to hit 70,000. The way it is going, we're going to hit 70,000. 62.3. Man. Okay, so Pal Jack, congratulations to all Bitcoin holders. Congratulations. Thank you, Blazo. Thanks, George. Appreciate your hard work day in, day out. Thank you. Did I make 100x leverage? No, but I do have a large 60x leverage that's still open.
Gold actually.
And Balls on You formed the official partnership with the Testicular Cancer Awareness Foundation
for
social impact.
Oh no. Red candle.
That's a good
oh no, hold
keep with no. Oh no, what's going on here? That looks horrible on the 1 minute chart. That looks horrible on the 1 minute chart.
That's crypto. We're going to talk about political news too. I know I always lead with
crypto. That's another scam wick.
Just watching it. It's historic though.
We're going to see this recover back.
No, that's not true. We didn't see it recover back. Thanks, Nick A, who says gold hit an all-time high today. Yeah, gold did. Hey, everybody, what's up? I got a poll in the chat for whether people voted. I got my I voted sticker on. I walked in California. It's pretty easy to vote. They have polling stations all over the place. It just takes them forever to count it. So what's up, everybody? How are you doing? Welcome to the big show. Welcome to the big show. My sticker looks good, huh? I chose the one with the big American flag on it. So Orwell today says double top. Halil Osmanoglu says rugged. Yeah, it happens though. Hey, what are you gonna do? Everybody knew that when it hit 69, it was gonna dip. So it dipped. It dipped pretty hard today, but it's coming back right now to like 63,000. I can show you the chart. I know not everybody's into cryptocurrency, but I am. Should I list my Bitcoin wallet for when people are rich? 63,397 right now. It went down to almost 60K today from 69K, but it's still above where it was 2 days ago, I think. So no big deal. No big deal. Some people taking profits. That's understandable, but it's coming back. Maybe it'll be back to 69 before the end of the day. You guys, and gold is at, Owen Benjamin likes gold. He doesn't like cryptocurrency. I saw him post about it. He said gold is God's money. Here's gold over here. 21.36. 45 still looks like it wants to climb a little bit. So up 0.48% today. Stocks were down today. So I don't know if we've reached an end of this record bull run as far as stocks go, but stocks were down today about 1%. NASDAQ was down 1.65%. So, Facebook was down. Facebook and Instagram went down today, as did a number of other places, but I guess they came back up on this Super Tuesday. So I have, wow, I have all kinds of different clips of how Biden is losing in the polls, or how his polling doesn't look very good. He's losing like Black people, young people, everybody, every category. He's way off from where he was in 2020. So his odds of winning don't look good for 2024. Guess who I voted for today for the first time? I voted for the first time because Katie would have been mad at me if I didn't. I was like, voting, whatever. I'm not going to make a difference. But Katie doesn't accept that. So I went in there and I've cast my vote, and I was registered as a Republican this time. Other times I've been registered as a Democrat because I wanted to vote for Tulsi Gabbard one season against Hillary Clinton. So I registered as a Democrat. So like you have to register a certain way so you get the right ballot. But I got the ballot. We also have this guy here in California who's winning, a Republican who's winning the polls right now amongst a multi-candidate field here in California. So Steve Garvey. So I voted for him today. He may win over Adam Schiff in these primary polls, but then it comes down. So the top two candidates advance in California. So a bunch of Democrats are on the ballot together because Democrats usually win. And I think Adam Schiff might want Steve Garvey to be his opponent because he thinks he can easily win. But we'll see. Maybe California will actually vote. We have a Senate race this year for Dianne Feinstein's open seat, I believe. So I voted on that. I voted for some other stuff too. It was pretty straightforward this time. There weren't too many things on the ballot. I did vote for Republicans, but Nuck Fugget says it's funny in California you have to register as a Republican or Democrat, but you don't have to register as male or female. Very funny. Very true. Good one. ETH is doing good, huh, Nuck Fugget? ETH has been pumping. Everything went down today, but ETH has been doing pretty well. I know you're a big holder. So one of these days, you're going to send me some. When gas fees go down, I know it. I know you're going to send me some ETH. So, all right, what's up, everybody? There's also this crazy story about where do I have it? Of this guy, Ryan Garcia, saying he was tied down and forced to watch children being abused. So I'll play that for you. It was on Andrew Tate's Twitter Spaces. Oh, no, don't do this to me now. You want me to get your bed? I'll get it for you, but I got to play some video or something. You guys got to hear that. He says he went to Bohemian Grove. He has evidence of things I can't say. Or I don't know, people change the spelling of on Twitter. So, but I'll play it for you. It's pretty crazy. He says he's got evidence of depraved acts going on, and people are saying he might have lost his mind, which I can relate to. All right, I'll play the intro and then we'll get started. Okay. And I'll go through all the political news, talk about also Joe Biden admits to flying 320,000 migrants into the United States so they wouldn't be crossing the border. You guys heard that? Yeah, Coco, the boxer, Ryan Garcia, is saying some crazy stuff. So I'll make sure to get to that. First, I'll cover politics, and then I'll get to that. They also tried to ban the famous picture of a soldier after World War II. Mouth raping this female, which actually could have been sexual assault, but and that's why they wanted to ban it, but they had to walk that back. I have news about the Cookie Monster. I have all kinds of stuff. Coco says, you think he's been free basing, as in free basing? It's possible. So people are saying he maybe lost his mind. So yeah, I'll get to whatever else. Whatever else is in the news today, I have it. So Doritos. I have the Department of Veterans Affairs banning that kiss because it shows sexual harassment or assault. I'll show you the kiss that we're talking about. Okay. We'll play the Brian Walker says Cookie Monster. Yeah, I have Cookie Monster news today. All that and more on the big show coming right up. Okay, cue musical intro. Boy, that's brilliant. I do think some things in the world are real. Like you guys. You guys are real. Most of you. Most of my listeners, I think, are not just in my head. I think I have the metrics to prove it. You've taken a leap of faith today. What is that sound? And I apologize if you take offense. I'm a little offended myself. Welcome to our show. Welcome to the future. What it is. Joining you live from sunny California. It's a beautiful day today. I'm your host, Nathan Stoltman. And I bring you the news, the real news. Yep, that's right. In the intro, though, I have more hair. You can see the hair is slowly drifting back. But I think I'm looking pretty good for my age. Compared to other people I see out there, like Alex Jones, who's not far in age from me. So apparently, although it's disputed. So, all right, guys, I'll show you. This is all the Democrats freaking out. There was a 9-0 ruling in the Supreme Court that Trump gets to stay on the ballot in all the states, and that states can't ban him. So this is everybody freaking out over that happening. I'll show you that. This is a video compilation.
That it was a 9-0 decision ruling that Donald Trump can be on the ballot in Colorado and other states.
I'm not confident that will produce a result that's good for American democracy.
This is actually what I had been concerned about. I had been concerned that should it go to the Supreme Court, they would rule this way.
I'd laugh if it weren't so sad.
My next guest says Donald Trump is still an oath-breaking insurrectionist. Do you have confidence in the Supreme Court? Do you think this court is partisan?
The court itself may have overstepped.
The court went way further than it needed to go.
Our colleague Melissa Murray has called this Supreme Court the YOLO court.
The criticism of the court is that they're playing interference.
Not since Bush v. Gore have we seen a court that's had this many opportunities to interfere in the election.
The headline here is that this is a unanimous ruling, but if you scratch the surface just a little.
This is a 5-4 ruling on part of it.
This is actually a 5-4 decision.
It's 5-4.
Trump will take this, spin it, spread the misinformation, disinformation on it. So it's a win for them.
He's on the ballot and voters will vote, and he looks like he's headed to become the Republican nominee for president.
You can't save the people from themselves. If they're determined to reelect him after he organized that insurrection, then there's nothing to stop the people from doing that.
There you go. That was from NewsBusters, putting the news all together of everybody freaking out over the 9-0 decision, which means he gets to stay on the ballot. Okay, here's how Biden is losing ground, and they're having to admit it on CNN, New York Times. Everybody says he's too old. Everybody says, all right, let's go here. And go to the right tab, I think. Here we go. Come on. Going to show you some polling. Wait. There we go. Got it. All right. Biden's margins and key demographics. Here's how Biden is slipping. And he's going to defend it. He says the polls are going well. I'll show you that. Let me see. Where's that? Here's... Oh, there's Charles Barkley. I have that too. Here we go. I'll bring this over and I'll show you how Biden is getting crushed in the polls. Here you go.
These latest poll numbers are not necessarily showing a lot of good news for the current president.
No, it's showing a similar story that we've been seeing over the course of the last year. He is losing ground with some key constituencies. Take a look on the screen here. You can see the New York Times poll there on the left compared to the 2020 exit polls. Now, one is a poll and one is voters coming out of the voting booth telling us what they did. But nonetheless, those under 30, Biden has a 12-point advantage in this poll. Well, it was twice that in the 2020 election. Among female voters, Biden is tied with Trump in this New York Times poll this weekend. He had a 15-point advantage. You see with black voters, he's got a 43-point advantage. That's substantial, except in the 2020 election, it was a 75-point advantage. And then if you look at non-white voters without a college degree, you see he's got a 6-point advantage over Trump, but that was a 46-point advantage in 2020.
These latest poll numbers.
I don't see how there's any chance. I don't even understand how the polls are so close when they match them up head to head, because they are pretty close. Here's a diner poll of Trump versus Haley. Play that.
But I did a quick straw poll. Ainsley, Steve, Brian, Lawrence. Let's just take the temperature as we start the morning here in Texas. If you are for Donald Trump today, Super Tuesday, let me hear you. All right. Anybody here for Nikki Haley? Okay. But I did a quick straw poll. Ainsley.
So there's Trump. Trump's just going to dominate today. He can't win he can't totally win today. It won't be over mathematically yet today, but he's going to do pretty well. He's polling so well against her. Here's more polling, CNN showing what people are saying about Biden right now.
These are the numbers that are troubling for the president. Here's one from the New York Times Siena College poll. Is President Biden too old to be an effective president? Among all voters, 73% say yes, 25% say no. Here's the troubling part. Even in his own party, the president needs big Democratic turnout in the fall. More than half, 56% of Democrats say they think he's too old to be an effective president. 43% say no. So that is one challenge for the president as he runs out the primary season, as he gives that big speech Thursday night. Address that. The problems are deeper for the president. Again, he is the incumbent president. 24% of Americans say the country's on the right track. Two-thirds say it is not. 65% say the country is on the wrong track as the president prepares to deliver his State of the Union address. One more. Incumbents are often judged by their approval rating. You start to get 8 months out from an election, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's the number the president has to change. 36% approve of his performance right now in office, 61% disapprove. That means a lot of Democrats. These are the numbers that are troubling.
So those are the numbers that are troubling for Joe Biden. Here he is saying, responding to the fact that he's down in the polls in a way that makes him seem like an old man yelling at the sky.
You guys hit me 4. I'm winning 5 in a row. You guys only look at the New York Times. They're a great paper. You guys hit me 4.
Boy, he looks sick. So that's Joe Biden right now. He says he's winning in 5 polls. I don't know. I was looking at the polls. He's ahead by 1 point and a few polls nationally. But that's nationally, and it doesn't take into account swing states. In swing states, he's getting crushed. And Nikki Haley is getting crushed in the Republican presidential nomination, 82-17. So Bacon Toast says, what the heck is Super Tuesday? Do you live in a foreign country? Super Tuesday is a day when 15 states vote today, including California, which is my state, which is a big one. So 15 states, including some very big states, vote today. A lot of delegates are up for grabs. And I think Trump is going to win everything. Nikki Haley won D.C. So, and that's probably going to be it for her. So here's where I guess Biden on this morning consult poll is up by 1, which is statistically irrelevant nationwide general election. Here's an INI TIPP poll, which has him up by 1 in a two-way race and tied in a five-way race, including Kennedy, West, and Stein. But then if you go down here, general election, Fox News poll, Trump is ahead 49-47. And then when it's a five-way race, he's ahead 41-38. Kennedy's getting a significant portion of the vote, but doesn't seem to take more necessarily from one side or another side. And here's a Wall Street Journal poll showing Trump ahead 47-45 in the two-way race and ahead by 5 points in the five-way race, or six-way in this case. Mapstead, I don't know who that is. So, and a CBS poll has Trump up 4 points nationwide. And if he's up nationwide, that's a bad sign because he doesn't even have to win the popular vote. He just has to win in swing states, which he's poised to do relatively easily. So this election is looking, unless something changes, it's looking like it's not going Biden's way. And there is a news update for who might be his replacement. And that would be, people are speculating that Michelle Obama would replace him. There is news today that Michelle Obama's office says she will not be running for president in 2024. So she was she was, as far as betting odds go, she's kind of up there in the betting odds to replace Joe Biden. She's maybe the favorite along with Kamala Harris to replace Joe Biden. Kamala Harris and Gavin Newsom, governor of the state here where I live. So, but she says she is not voting. Her office says she will not be running for president in 2024. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. Drop me a coffee there. My goal is to get 6 coffees per show. I made my goal yesterday thanks to a late donor. So you can donate to the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. You can also support the show by buying our t-shirts at Truth Revolution Clothing. That's at truthclothing.io. I might run an ad for that later. I'll look at the coffees in about 10 minutes or so, see if anybody dropped any for me. Appreciate everybody who supports the show. So that's the news on Michelle Obama. Here's more news about how people are abandoning Joe Biden. Here's black voters.
I got a lot of friends that are African American that are voting for Trump. They voted for him the first year too. Actually, a lot of my friends, they feel like they didn't get much from Biden. They didn't get a lot of help, but then they felt like when Trump was in the office.
There you go.
I got a lot of friends that are.
So there's the guy. Oh yeah, I forgot that not everybody can vote today. When I ran that poll, let's see how many people. 80% are not voting. Yeah, maybe it's a dumb poll because not everybody can vote, but you may not believe in voting either, which I understand too. 20% of people are voting. So, hey, Skills Carmite says, where in California am I? I am on the Central Coast. It says, if you live near LA, can we hang out? Sure. I get, maybe. Depends on how cool you are. Possibly. Yeah. But I don't live near LA. I live 3 hours from LA. So near in San Luis Obispo is where I live. So not to dox myself, but it's no big deal. People know. Near Pismo Beach and stuff. If you're familiar with it, above Santa Barbara. All right. So that was a black voter explaining how black voters are turning on Joe Biden. Here's a guy that says why he won't vote for Nikki Haley. I'll play that for you.
What do you think of Nikki Haley? Did you ever consider her? You know, what I got to say, you don't really want to put it on. Let me hear it. Well, the woman's not going to be a good president. She don't have no balls to scratch. She's just going to scratch her head. All a woman's good for in my book is having babies and taking care of the house. But that's the old thing, you know. But I'm old school. So you never even considered her? No. Mainly because she's a woman. Because she's female. I mean, females, don't take me wrong, females know what they're doing, but they still got to have a little bit of guidance. Trump would be the one to guide her through the What do you think of
There
Nikki
you go.
Haley? Did you ever
So there it is. Nikki Haley. I don't know if you heard that. He said she doesn't have balls to scratch. All women are good for is scratching their heads. So there's that news. He says all women are good for is raising kids and hanging out in the kitchen. All right. I have Charles Barkley. Speaking of black people, Charles Barkley went on CNN and says he'll assault anyone he sees wearing a Trump shirt, any black person he sees wearing a Trump shirt. I haven't heard this one yet. So, and reminder, I'm going to get to you about this Bohemian Grove thing. I'll play that soon, shortly. But here's a clip of Charles Barkley saying that he would assault black people.
And you know who embraced it more than anybody else? The black population. It's incredible. You see black people walking around with my mugshot. You know, they do shirts.
When you heard that, what did you think? Big sigh.
First of
Big
all,
sigh.
I'm just going to say this. If I see a black person walking around with Trump mugshot, I'm going to punch him in the face.
Charles.
No, Gail.
Charles.
Gail.
You really can't say that because you don't mean that.
Oh, I mean that sincerely. I'm going to just tell you something.
And then you will be arrested for assault. And then what?
I'm going to bail myself out and go celebrate. If I
Don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Okay, but go ahead.
Seriously.
Continue.
First of all, if I was at
that conference,
I'd have got up and walked out. That was an insult to all black people. Because he's basically just saying, and first of all, to compare black history where we've been discriminated against to his plight.
Yes.
Well, first of all, he's a billionaire. And they're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. They're prosecuting him for stuff he did wrong. And for him to
It's still in the court system, Charles. We have to wait. It's still in the court system. But continue.
Well,
continue.
Some of the stuff is true. They did storm the Capitol. They did say that the election was stolen. Those aren't lies, Gail. Those are
They
facts.
did say that. They did say that.
But to compare, I would have got up and walked out because it's not a fair comparison. You know, he's a billionaire. He's had a great life. He's been president of the United States. To insult black people who have been discriminated against all these years, to put them in the same category, I was just offended. I mean,
There you go. There's Charles Barkley saying he would, if he sees a black person wearing a Trump shirt, that he will punch them in the face. At least she pushed back against it a little bit. So let's see what else I have here. Here's Axelrod on CNN saying that Trump winning his legal battles is good for him. So yeah, there's Charles Barkley, and I'll get to my coffees in a second. Here's David Axelrod saying that him winning his legal battles makes him look good.
All of these legal travails that he has, all of these indictments, all of these lawsuits and so on, has given him a chance to look indomitable, look strong, look resilient. And that's actually in some ways helped him. Now, the main cases haven't gone to trial yet. That could be a different story. But he's actually used these to propel himself to this moment.
Yeah.
All of
There you
these
go.
legal travails.
So he's doing well. Let me see. I have here's Rachel Maddow, and Russell Brand says, this is it. This is what's wrong with the legacy media. So let me play that clip. He says, this is what's wrong with the legacy media, because nobody is going to take Trump off the ballot. You're going to have to vote against him, because they were all hoping that something would, some outside force and all these court cases against him would take him off the ballot, or that somehow he'd be removed. And that's not going to happen. You actually have to vote. So here's Rachel Maddow, and Russell Brand says, this is what's wrong with the legacy media.
But I will just leave you with this. There's no magic spell. There's no solution that is going to come, say, from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court did the favor of reminding us all of that today when they ruled that Trump will stay on the ballot all over the country. They gave us that reminder today after last week. They made sure we knew it in the first place when they somewhat inexplicably took action to delay all the Trump criminal trials except the one they couldn't stop until after the election. There's no magic wand coming to stop this thing. There's no, magic beans that you can grow here that make some beanstalk take us away from all of this. There's only one way out of this. Pick one. The Democratic Party has picked its nominee. Yes, it's an old guy who is doing practical, normal, and popular things as president and who has a lot to show for it, particularly in terms of how well things are going economically since he has been at the helm.
They might be going well economically for you, Rachel Maddow. It seems like all these show hosts think things are going great because the stock market is up and they're getting paid millions of dollars. Do you think things are going well? That he's done popular things?
The Republican Party is pretty obviously picking their guy as well. Also an old guy who, for example, cannot say the word Venezuela and who has no idea who is the current president of the United States. Currently riding high on his party's abortion bans and measles-curious virological denialist free associating, he's trying to warm the American people up to the idea of just a little bit of dictatorship from him. And he's getting us ready to, start building camps to hold millions because his advisors say the deportations start at noon on day one.
Mm-hmm.
The courts are not going to help. The law will be a sidebar to the main decision. You will make this decision. The only way this decision will be made is by you picking one, by you volunteering and donating and campaigning and deciding it matters enough to you to not only vote, but to help your candidate try to win. The Republican Party really, really is amazing right now. But the only thing that will stop them is Democrats winning instead. Period. Full stop. Thank you, United States Supreme Court, for the clarification, the campaign. If we didn't.
There you go. That's Rachel Maddow saying that we actually have to vote. Okay. Yeah. That's how it normally works. She said Trump can't say Venezuela. That is an interesting clip. Here he is trying to say Venezuela, and it is weird. They're trying to say things about Donald Trump, like they're just projecting Biden's problems onto Donald Trump and saying that Donald Trump is senile, basically. So here's a clip of him trying to say Venezuela.
Did you just see Maduro? Venezuela, it's unbelievable. Did you just see Maduro? Venezuela, it's unbelievable. Did you just see Maduro?
It is weird. They are old, both of them. And Trump is deranged in his own ways, I believe. But that didn't stop me from selecting him against Nikki Haley today. So we'll see. I don't think we'll see if I vote for him in the general election. I don't know if I have the Constitution to. So I told you I'd tell you about the Cookie Monster. Here's Joe Biden talking about the things that matter to Americans, like shrinkflation. So he's talking about the Cookie Monster. Let me see. Hold on. Okay, I can close that. I have Karine Jeanpierre talking about the Cookie Monster too. Yeah, here we go. Okay, good. So here's the Cookie Monster clip. I told you I'd play. Oh, let me check my coffees. It's been 33 minutes, 44 seconds. Check my coffees. I don't believe I've gotten any this stream. So we still need some help from the crew to see if we can get to our goal for the day. I do have somebody who donated after the show yesterday. 5 coffees. Appreciate it. So we made it to 6 total. It says, love your show. Watch every day for years. This is Kim Bogg, who gives her, it is a public forum there, so anybody can see what she left. But it says, love your show. Watch every day for years. Have lots of teas. Great quality. So glad you're doing better, Nathan. Praise God. P.S. You say you're not quite with it today. It's probably the M&Ms. It seems you do best when you're on a healthy diet. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thanks for looking out for me. Thanks for buying our t-shirts, which are at truthclothing.io. And let's see if we can reach our goal before the end of the show today. I'll check again near the end of the show. We have a smaller crew tune in. I wonder, maybe I'm not doing the best job with my titles. We have a smaller crew tuned in today, but great to have everybody here. Glad to be able to do the show. Here is Joe Biden talking about the Cookie Monster. Okay, I'll play that.
But in fact, some of the small snack companies, you won't and think you won't even notice what they're doing. When they charge you just as much for the same size bag of potato chips, only has a hell of a lot fewer chips in it. I'll tell you who did notice, the Cookie Monster. He pointed out his cookies are getting smaller, paying the same price. I was stunned when I found out that's what actually happened.
God, he's insane.
But in fact, some of the small
He doesn't sound with it. Here's Karine Jeanpierre talking about the Cookie Monster.
And out of that competition council, the president is announcing that strike force. Why did it take the Cookie Monster to speak up, or an election year for this strike force to go? Why not do it a couple of years ago when inflation was 9%?
I disagree with the premise of your question there. It did not take the Cookie Monster. If anything, it feels like the Cookie Monster is responding to us and what we've been saying about inflation. I can't believe I'm having a conversation about the Cookie Monster at the podium. But that's a good one. I'm glad you're awake. I'm glad you woke up for me. I know you were nodding off in the back earlier, but
why did it take so long to announce a strike force?
I mean,
when
look,
inflation was 9%?
here's the thing. The President's Competition Council has been going on for some time now, right? He has taken this very seriously and finding ways to lower costs for the American people as we are obviously dealing with inflation, right? Obviously dealing with that because of what we are coming out of with the pandemic. So the president has taken actions. He's going to continue to do that. I would say the strike force is just another way along of many other announcements that this president has made in dealing with large corporations ripping off Americans, right? And dealing with how do we get rid of junk fees. And so that's what you're going to hear from the president. So to say that, now all of a sudden he cares about this is not true. It is a false premise. It's a false question because the president has been dealing with this for some time now. And now he's making a new announcement on the strike force. And I think it's important. And so you'll hear more from him momentarily.
There you go. All right. So dealing with the Cookie Monster. He's reduced fees, late fees on credit cards. Apparently they're reducing those. So down to $8, which is actually kind of nice. Instead of being 30 or 40 bucks for a late fee on a credit card. But supposedly they're doing that. Here is Joe Biden basically not knowing what's going on at a few different events.
With that, I'm going to turn this over to Lael, the director of National Economic Council. But I'm supposed to leave for a meeting with the Business Roundtable on the telephone. But I'm going to hang around and listen a little bit. So with your permission, I'd like to stay and my staff will tell me when the drop dead hour occurs. With that, I'm going to turn this.
He is out of it. Here's another clip of him saying he shouldn't take questions because he'll get in trouble.
I better not start the questions. I'll get in trouble.
What's your message for Super Tuesday voters? Everyone, please move this way. Super Tuesday said, do you have a message for voters? Thanks. Come on.
Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Man, he looks out of it to me. So there he is saying he better not take questions because he'll get in trouble. Here's Karine Jeanpierre being asked why he relies so much on note cards. So this is the guy. He's our president right now.
If I may, the president, I noticed, had note cards at the border when he was doing his briefing there. He also had note cards last Friday with the Italian Prime Minister. Why does the president rely so heavily on note cards?
You're upset because the president has note cards? You're asking me a question about the president having note cards?
I'm asking why.
The president who has had probably one of the most successful first 3 years of an administration than any modern day president. He's done more in the first 3 years than most presidents who had 2 terms. You're asking me about note cards? I don't think that's, I don't think, I don't, wait, I'm not speaking to you right now, James. I'm talking to your friend over here, Ed. So thank you so much, but thank you so much for interjecting. Go ahead, Ed.
I was just asking why he relies so heavily on note cards.
I think what's important here and what the American people care about is how this president is delivering for them. And that's what he's doing. And that's what's the most important thing here.
Most successful 3 years ever. What do you guys think of that? All right. So, all right. Now we're going to get into border news. That's it on the, and I'm about to get to this Ryan Garcia story, which you might like. So that's why he relies so heavily on note cards. She gets triggered. All right. So there's immigration news. CNBC on Squawk Box is upset about immigration and how Joe Biden changed all of Trump's policies on immigration. He's talking to Pete Buttigieg. Here, I'll play that.
The whole move to try to come up with something by the administration and obviously bipartisan, that didn't come until it became clear it was going to be a major campaign issue. And only then did the Biden administration get interested in it. And every time I hear those
hold on, let's be clear here,
let me finish first. But every time we hear those talking points that suddenly it was Republicans who ruined the border, that's why people get so frustrated. We know what President Biden said about inviting people in. We know that he got rid of all the things that were keeping the border closed that President Trump had put in. We know that he got rid of all those. So when you say it's not his fault,
that's literally not true. It's literally not true that he got rid of the veterans. It's true he got rid of family separation.
Did you see 7.2 million people come in during the Trump administration? It was a trickle.
He got rid of the policy to tear children out of the arms of their parents. That's true. But it is not true. Some of the other things that have been suggested. Let's be clear. Bipartisan efforts of border reform have taken place in 2015, 2006. I mean, literally since the Reagan administration. Right?
There you go. And there's evidence that he got rid of border policies. He says literally not true. Here's the evidence that it is true.
And I'd like to understand from you what Trump-era immigration policies have been banned, ended, reversed, and if any investigations are underway by you.
So we have rescinded so many Trump immigration policies, it would take so much time to list them.
There you go. So
I'd like to understand
that they rescinded policies. Okay, so check this out. This is a big story. The Biden administration admits flying 320,000 migrants secretly into the U.S. to reduce the number of crossings. So they actually flew 320,000 immigrants in who got to use an app to apply for asylum and then be flown into the U.S. and given 2 years to obtain legal status. So this is a big scandal. And Elon Musk was tweeting about it. People are saying it's treasonous. And it's and Biden's Border Patrol is refusing to disclose airports where it's flying undocumented aliens from other countries. So Joe Biden's administration has admitted transporting migrants on secret flights into the U.S. And lawyers for its immigration agencies claim revealing the locations could create national security vulnerabilities. Elon Musk is saying something's going to happen that's worse than 9/11. Customs and Border Protection has refused to disclose information about a program last year secretly arranging flights for thousands of undocumented immigrants from foreign airports directly to U.S. cities. It means that while record numbers of migrants were flowing over the border, the White House was also directly transporting them into the country. 320,000. So that's pretty bad. And people can just use an app to apply for asylum. So there you go. Someone died at age 25. We know why that is. Okay, here's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She has a freak out when somebody confronts her, demanding that she says that it's a genocide in Gaza. So here she is totally freaking out after saying that the whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable. To folks who complain, protest demands make others uncomfortable. That's the point. So here's the protest demand and her totally freaking out.
You refuse to call it a genocide. In front of everyone. It's not okay that there's a genocide happening. You're not actively against it.
You're lying.
I'm lying.
You're not.
You went on TV and avoided talking about it.
You just not acting. You can't say it's a genocide. You know what? You're just acting for political race. You can't call it a genocide. How do you say you're acting? We're not lying.
We're not lying.
You've been
We're on
saying it in
TV.
interviews. It's insane. You haven't been calling it a genocide. Don't tell me I'm lying. Then just say it's a genocide. Just say it. Over 30,000 people are dead, AOC. You can't just say it for once. Just say the word. That's it. That's all we want you to say. Or you're not angry about people confronting the public when you can't call it genocide. Over 30,000 people have died.
Stop. Okay? Stop.
We're not doing anything. We're just talking to an election participation. That's all we're doing. That's it.
Cut it, and you're going to cut this, and you're going to clip this so that it's completely out of context. I already said that it was, and y'all are just going to pretend that it wasn't over and over again. It's fucked up, man. And you're not helping these people, and you're not helping them.
You refuse to.
You're not helping them.
There you go. There she is. She says, effed up. All right. So that's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who says that protests should make people uncomfortable. She's saying she doesn't like feeling uncomfortable. All right. So now let me play a couple clips for you of this boxer who I'm not familiar with, because I'm not familiar with doctors. I mean, I'm sorry. What did I say I'm not familiar with? Boxers. I'm not familiar with Ryan Garcia. But here's what Ryan Garcia said on Andrew Tate's Spaces. And I'm going to close these tabs so I get my memory usage down. Here we go. Close that one and that one. All right, here he is. Ryan Garcia saying he was a witness to something. Okay, so here, listen to this.
Talk to us. Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. They held me down and they made me watch little kids get raped. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Where?
Bro, they fucking took me to the fucking woods, bro, and they fucking tied. I'm not fucking joking, bro. I have fucking proof, bro. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I fucking will show you every fucking video you could ever fucking believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They fucking tied me down and they made me fucking watch, dog. I absolutely don't give a fuck anymore. Yes.
He doesn't want to take us all.
Talk to us. Bro, I don't give a fuck, bro.
There you
They
go.
held me
That's
down.
what he said. He said he was held down and forced to watch children being raped. And then there's a longer clip of him talking about it. So I'll play that longer clip. This was him on an Andrew Tate live stream. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil, or you can drop a super chat. I don't mind. And we have people watching over on Rockfin. Want to make sure to acknowledge them. We have people watching on DLive too. Here you go. Here's a long portion of it. Oh, I'm sorry. You've heard silence for 30 seconds. Sorry about that. I wasn't sharing the right tab. Here, I'll play it again. You've heard 30 seconds of silence. Thank you for bearing with me through the 30 seconds of silence. Now I'll play what you missed.
Bro, you know the higher elites, bro. You already know who they are, bro.
No, you know what?
You know the path
Andrew,
you're going down is dangerous, my friend.
I
That's what
don't
I'm
give
worried
a
about.
fuck. I don't give a fuck. They can't touch me. I'm with God.
Well, that's the first point of contention because I care about you a lot, and I can assure you from my own personal experience that they can touch you, which is the worst part
No,
about
they
it.
can't, bro. All right, so come touch me, you fucking bitch.
You have proof of these things. You have proof of this on your phone?
Yes, of course I do. The fuck you talking about? Of course. If Alex could get a fucking video from the Bohemian Grove, of course I could.
Well, I have to be careful what I say because I'm in the middle of a judicial process right now.
You want me to get you out of it? I can help you.
Bro, my door gets kicked in if I say what I'm thinking.
Okay, well, I can help you get out of it if you want. I know people.
Oh. Tell everyone at home then. Start from the beginning. When did this happen? Where did this happen? What exactly did you see? Why have you tweeted the things you've tweeted? Let people at home understand you a little bit.
Because I don't give a fuck, bro. They raped me, right? I was 2 years old. They raped me. I have proof of that too. That's where it all started, bro. Okay?
You do know there's going to be certain people who believe, and I'm Ryan, you know, I like you. We've been speaking for years. You know, there's going to be people who believe you're just saying this because you've, I don't know, had a mental breakdown or taken drugs and you're repeating some of the things you've said on the internet. And so they're going to not believe you unless you come at it very coherently.
Andrew, I'll go to fucking Romania and take a drug test in front of your face.
Bro, you don't want to come here. You don't need Romanian jail. It's bad for your fight camp. But I'm just asking, like, you're gonna have to tell a far more coherent story from start to finish for people to truly understand that what you're saying happened is what you saw, and that this is not some sort of episode or anything else. This is my advice to you as a brother. I'm trying to make it. If you want people to believe you, you're gonna have to come along and explain from the absolute beginning exactly how it happened, who was involved, how you got there, what car you were in, where you were standing, everything.
Of course they're going to want that, and I have all the information possible.
Okay, so when are you releasing it? How are you releasing it? Or are you keeping it for yourself? Because it looks like you don't want to keep it for yourself.
I don't. At the right time, I'm going to release all of it. But at the right time, I'm going to do it. They're already calling me to tell me to stop. I don't give a fuck, dude. I've already had a meeting with them. I'm going to let you sit with that, Andrew.
All right, bro. Well, I want you to know that either way, I'm praying for you, and I hope that.
Thank you, bro.
You know, and I mean,
I don't give a fuck, bro. Alex Jones has been saying the same shit, and they try to the only reason they can't stop me because they listen to the devil. I listen to God. God gave me authority. It's over for everybody, bro.
But Alex, they've attempted to paint him as some psycho conspiracy theorist, even though he's not. So
bro,
when he says things, they're not as afraid of him releasing the truth because they feel like they've done a good job of brainwashing the average
Hey, bro, out of
person that
respect
he's a
for you,
liar.
bro, out of respect for you, I love you. I'm going to hop off this. Share it to the world, please.
All right, Ryan. Ryan, I'll talk to you privately as well, okay?
Bye.
All right, bro. It's an interesting conversation. It's an interesting topic because we're discussing things that do happen and things I have a personal experience with. And everyone knows my current situation with the judicial system, the Matrix attack. And then I have to be honest, I love Ryan completely. He doesn't sound completely sober. He says he has proof of these things. He says he can tell it in a very coherent manner. So I think the best thing and most prudent thing for me to do as a professional would be for me to continue this conversation with Ryan in private. And if he has information which the public should know about or information which damages certain figures or puts his safety in jeopardy, then I'm going to let him know what he should do with that information based on personal experience and build a backup in case he ends up in a cell or dead. And if he doesn't, and he's in the middle of some kind of episode, then I'm going to pray for him and do my absolute best to get him better because he's a very talented young man, very hardworking.
So people are saying he's mentally ill, which he could be. Don't know. But that's the story, okay? So that's the story about Ryan Garcia saying Bohemian Grove is real and that he was tied down while children were RIPD. So there you go. All right. Here's news from England, where this guy got sentenced for 2 years in prison for posting stickers which said we will be a minority in our homeland by 2066. He got sentenced for 2 years in prison for anti-immigration stickers because this judge said it showed Nazi sympathies. So praise God you live in the United States. In the United States, they're looking to ban this picture from VA facilities. The subject was the removal and replacement of VJ Day and Times Square photographs, which showed this soldier kissing a nurse, which they're saying was sexual assault. So it says in this memo that their current definition of sexual assault includes any non-consensual sexual act or any act where the victim cannot consent. And there's no tolerance policy. So that very, very, very famous picture was supposed to be removed and replaced. And at the last minute, they walked it back. So the VA has walked it back and said it will not be removed. Secretary Dennis McDonough tweeted out that the image will not be banned from VA facilities. There's the image again. But it may be, it does look, it may be a little non-consensual, but it is what it is. A very, very, very famous picture of somebody happy that the war is over. So, and that was broken. The news was broken on Twitter. It circulated, and then they had to walk it back. So North Face, this is crazy. North Face is telling customers, at least in Europe, not in the United States, that if they pass a DEI course, because they say that the outdoors is racist, North Face tells customers to pass DEI course for discount. The company launched a course called Allyship to the Outdoors to teach customers about racial disparities in outdoor activities. They've said this for a while, that hiking is racist. The course walks through 4 modules on various aspects of racial diversity in outdoor activities, including lessons on privilege and how to handle accusations of being woke. The modules also contain portions of what events such as the death of George Floyd mean. Quote, privilege can give us access to the outdoors. That means, that's so crazy. Anybody can go outside and anybody can go to a hiking trail. There's nobody, there isn't like a velvet rope. That means some people can enjoy advantages that they inherit from birth and or accumulate over time. The course says. In this particular context, we refer to white privilege, meaning that your race and skin color can give you access to the outdoors when others can be excluded because of historic, enduring racism and biases. So that's North Face for you. That's North Face. And then Doritos hired someone who has shown pedophilic tendencies as a brand ambassador. This person, I won't even say the things he said. It's a transgender person who said things that are pedophilic in nature. So that's, and who said, I advocate for the destruction and for the annihilation of the traditional family. That's Doritos for you. So Doritos hires a brand ambassador, a self-proclaimed pedo. I won't even read to you what that person, they supposedly said. They said they were joking. So that's going on with Doritos. Now let me see what else. All right, we'll check in on the price of Bitcoin. I'll check in on coffees. I don't think I saw any come in. Thanks everybody for tuning into the show. We got about 100 people tuned in today. That's good. Try to do better with the next one. Tonight is the results from the primaries. That's coming out shortly. Let me see if there's anything that I need to tell you guys. If there's anything else I need to tell you guys today. I don't think there's anything else. BRICS says they're going to use an independent payment system based on cryptocurrency and blockchain. I'll take a look at Bitcoin's chart. Bitcoin's at 63.3. Gold is at 2,000 some. 2,135 right now. It started trading already for tomorrow. So we're looking for Bitcoin to go back up. We'll see if it reaches an all-time high today. We'll check our coffees. It looks like we have a blank. We blanked out this show. No super chats, no coffees, no donations over on Rockfin. So we'll have to figure out another way. We'll have to start selling our body on the street to make some money. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. You can donate after the show by going to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil. I'll read it on the next show. I appreciate everybody who supports the show. This is what we do. We try to bring you the news every day, and we'll see you at the next one. All right. For now. Yeah, I could sell a kidney, right? You guys can give me ideas. Maybe I'll sell a kidney or sell my vote. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. We'll see you at the next one. For now, that's what it is.